by double digits. And they did it with Hall of Famer Patrick Mahomes doing pretty much whatever he wanted. And the run at the end of the half to put them on top was like, you got to be kidding.
You mean the 27-yard run, which was by yardage count a 64-yard run?
That's the one.
Yeah, listen, we can't even do it justice by explaining it. You just have to see that thing of what he did when it looked like a quarterback going to run out of bounds and stayed in bounds and did the slowest spin known to mankind and scored a touchdown. It was absolutely incredible. But the moment for me was when they scored right in the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Right? It's a 21-17 game. So, listen, Tennessee's still there.
Yep.
It's a 21-17 game, and Damian Williams goes for a 3-yard run. They had driven the ball. It was 13 plays, 73-yard drive, and they capped it off with 10 seconds gone only in the fourth quarter to make it 28-17. There was a shot of the Tennessee Titans sideline with the guys just sitting there with that blank stare, fully, I believe at that point, knowing we don't have the offensive firepower to come back the way this Kansas City Chief team is playing. We can't come back from now. We're 11 down and hold them off as well. And they kind of knew it was done at that point.
Well, and I think they were just amazed they got there, because if you had told everyone, hey, the Titans are going to do the exact thing they have done up on this run, jump out to an early lead, get points up, and then be able to lean on Derrick Henry in the run that he had been on. That had been the formula. That was it.
By the way, they did that.
Yeah, they did.
They did it twice.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah.
If you had said they had been able to do that exact thing and it wouldn't work, and then on top of all that, the Kansas City Chiefs defense that we know for the last couple of years has been the source of a lot of scrutiny there, would be the one defense that bowed up and actually punched Derrick Henry back in all of this. I think you would be shocked, and that's why the Kansas City Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl.
Well, listen, the best part about that, if you're Kansas City, is that Frank Clark, who had talked all that junk, he had talked all that junk, saying, hey, man, listen, he ain't special. All we have to do is hit him, blah, blah, bring him down, all that kind of stuff. Well, again, he talked all that stuff, and you're like, okay, Frank, you better be able to come through.
Oh, boy.
And let's just say Frank Clark did several times, shot the gap and met Derrick Henry, ended the game on a 4th and 16 sack that put Tannehill on the ground, and gave us one of the epic post-game rants of all time.
Live TV.
Past 2 games, each game, 70 yards, over 200 yards each game. I know damn well we wasn't going to win the game if we let that happen. They come in here, he ran for 70 yards. They call him the best rusher in the league. We sit in this home early.
I posted the comments that you said to me, and all over social media, everybody said you better watch your back, that you're saying things that you can't cash. Everybody on social media saying,
they must not know who I am yet. They gonna find out sooner or later when I got that ring on my finger. At the end of the day, we champions. AFC, that trophy that got my own, the last name on it, that the KC. That KC, ain't no fall off. Last year, jump off sides, all that. I told him when I got here, the gonna change. Look at the we're the best world.
Go Joy.
He said a lot of bleeps.
Wow.
Courtesy of the NFL Network on the field after the game.
Realized let him know that was live TV. I guess he didn't care. Hey, more power to him. Have a ball. And as far as Derrick Henry was concerned, Derrick Henry had
69 yards. 69 yards.
19 carries, 69 yards, 3.6 yard average. Why that's important, it was the first time he was held under 4 yards per rush since the week before Ryan Tannehill started at quarterback. It had been a long time before he was held by that much. And Mike, you're right. I mean, they did it exactly how they wanted to. Get a lead and use Derrick Henry. And this defense, we're talking obviously a ton about Mahomes and this offense and the weapons, but this defense is stepping up.
How much and how different does that defense look when Chris Jones is on the field? The biggest news they got before this game, Chris Jones was active, didn't start, said they were going to use him situationally, ended up playing more and more as the game went on through there, and was dynamite for them. Between him and Frank Clark, their ability to get in that backfield, because that's what you got to do against a big running back, get in the backfield, meet him early before he gets ahead of steam. Those guys did a phenomenal job of compromising what had also been a very good Titans offensive line during this run.
To that point, the Titans had gone 12
Shout out to Ryan Kelly, by the way, touchdown.
Yes, big man touchdown.
To that point, the Titans had gone 12 straight red zone possessions with a touchdown.
Dennis Kelly, sorry.
Yes, that's a Ryan Kelly. He's a good one. They'd gone 12 straight red zone possessions, scoring a touchdown, and Chris Jones shot the gap on 3rd down, threw Tannehill off. They had to settle. We didn't know whether the Titans could actually kick field goals. Their kicker the kicker they had signed week 16, I think, had not kicked an actual field goal until the field goal that he made in the AFC Championship game to put him up 3-0 early. But Chris Jones made an immediate impact. You're exactly right.
Yeah, it was a dominant performance from him coming back off a knee. Like, we weren't sure what version of him you were going to get. Calf. Lower leg. Good stuff. To put it in the hockey parlance of this one.
He's got a lower body injury.
I can say, but to have a lower body injury and come back and perform like that against a group that was going to try and run it down your throat is pretty impressive.
And then you look at the league. Listen, Kyle Shanahan's got a long career in front of him. We had his dad on Friday, Mike Shanahan. You saw him up in the booth. They took shots of him up in the suite watching. Got to be a proud moment for a dad watching his son. Kyle's got a lot of years left, no doubt about it. Andy Reid, I mean, Andy
second
Reid,
longest gap between Super Bowl appearances.
Outside of Dick Vermeil, going from 1980 to 1999. This was 15 years, which was second most. He's going to his second Super Bowl. Remember, he led Philadelphia to all those NFC title games, but only got into the Super Bowl the one time.
5 straight, I think.
And then they lost that. He is such a well-respected person. I say coach, but person in the NFL. I mean, looked up to, has an incredible reputation. So if you don't have a fight in the, dog in this fight, I think a lot of people are rooting for Andy Reid. And then just the legacy of Kansas City. The trophy for this.
Yeah.
The trophy for the AFC Championship is the Lamar Hunt Trophy.
Yeah.
Okay? And accepting the trophy was his son, his wife Norma, who's 80-some years old.
And
she
looks
is
tremendous.
the only woman that's been to every single Super Bowl. Now she gets to go to this Super Bowl as owner of the team.
It's fantastic.
I mean, it is unbelievable. His son Clark, I believe,
Clark.
took the trophy, but just the history. We can get into it some. The history of this team and the old AFL and the merger and what Lamar Hunt meant to this, and now their family sitting there getting the trophy that's named after their husband and or father. That's incredible.
This was really all about family on both sides, because there you had the Hunt family getting the Lamar Hunt Trophy. With Kyle Shanahan going, the Shanahans become the first father-son duo to each be a head coach in a Super Bowl game. So
that's awesome.
Kyle has been there obviously once before as the offensive coordinator for the Falcons in Super Bowl 51. But now he's by being the head coach of the 49ers, he and Mike are the first father-son duo ever to be head coaches in a Super Bowl
and
game.
We had Matt LaFleur coaching the Packers in championship weekend with his brother Mike LaFleur, who was on the staff with the 49ers.
Did you see when they were doing that, connect the dots? That got a little confusing.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Oh, by the way, one last familiar thing.
It's a good one.
Jack Buck calls the Super Bowl. And the last time the Chiefs was in it, and now Joe Buck's going to call the Super Bowl. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is very cool.
Pretty cool all the way around. All right, we got a lot to get into today, and we will get into all of that. But coming up, while the Chiefs are doing it through the air, the Niners are doing everything they can to make sure they don't do anything through the air. We have some numbers for you that are absolutely incredible. We'll get to that next. Golic and Wingo, ESPN Radio, ESPN News.